Hi students, welcome back. As usual, my name is Samuel Chukwu Emeka. This is the video segment that was continued from the previous one we just did. We are still talking about the measures of SENA, or measures of central tendency. And please, before you continue with this video segment, I encourage you to view the video segment where I concentrated on the mean, where we discussed the mean of the data set, and where we introduced this topic. So please, if you can begin from there before you continue with this, that will be fine. In this segment, we shall talk about everything. We shall talk about the mean, median, mode, and the mid-range, just like we listed in the previous video segment. So we've discussed the mean. So the next thing for us to discuss is the median. Now, the median is the measure of SENA, or measure of central tendency, that lies in the middle of a data set. When that data set is arranged in either ascending order or descending order. Okay? So, is the measure of central tendency value that lies in the middle of a data set when the data set values are arranged in ascending order. Ascending order means from least to greatest. Least to greatest, or descending order. Descending order means from greatest to least. Greatest to least. So that's the median. Okay, that is what we define as median. Now, I've got 3 questions here. Although the 3 questions, 2 of them have kids, and 2 of them, question 2 and question 3, have some kids. So, like, what I mean by kids is A, B, C, D, A, B. So, I would kind of, maybe you pause it and take notes, then, because I will erase this to have some space. Okay? So I hope you understand. So we will have to, for us to find the median, we will have to arrange the data set in either ascending order, which is the least, from least to greatest, or descending order, from greatest to least. And when we do that, then we find the middle value. Now, you now ask yourself, when you have done that, how do you find the middle value, which gives you the median? Okay, let's say we have this data set. For example, okay, let's say we have maybe a data set, maybe 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Now, the number, the size is 3. The size of this data set is 3, right? We have 3 values. The first value is 1, the second value is 2, and the third value is 3. So if you look at this now, it's arranged in ascending order. This is ascending order. Ascending order. And what is arranged in ascending order? You see, what is the middle value here? The middle value is 2. So that tells you that the median that the median is 2. Okay? Now, some other person might want to arrange it in a descending order, right? 3, 2, 1. This means descending order. Now, some textbooks will say ranked order, you know. When you rank people, or when you rank data set values, you can either rank from least to highest or from highest to least, you know. Those are the way you rank. Okay, and if you have it in descending order, like you have it now, 3, 2, and 1, the median, the middle value, is still 2, right? So, but now, this is whereby the data set, the sample size, the size is odd, right? You can see that the size is odd here. The size is odd, you know. N is equal to 3. N is equal to 3. The size is odd. Now, what if we have an even number of data set values? That is what you will ask yourself. How would you find the median? Okay? So, what if we have an even number of data set values? How are you going to find the median? Right? Let's say we have another example. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is arranged in ascending order, which is good. But the sample size is even. So how do we find the median? In this case, well, first of all, the easiest thing you will want to do is we start from the front and from the back. You know, we count this, you know, we know it's 4 items. So because it's 4 items, 2 people will be in the middle. You know, when you have an even number of data set values, 2 values will always be in the middle. You count this off, you count this off. So 2 people, 2 values are now in the middle. Unlike when you have an odd number of data set values. When you have an odd number, only 1 value is in the middle. So the median is just 1 value. But when you have an even number, like you have here, n is 4 values, then you have 2 values in the middle. So in this case, your median will be 2 plus 3 all over 2. It will be the mean of those 2 values in the middle. Okay? The median will be the mean of those 2 values in the middle. So this is now 5 over 2, which is now 2.5. Now, for this video tutorial, I will use my median, sample median. I will use it as x meander. I'll use this as my median, x meander. Okay. So of course my mean x bar, I'll use as my mean, and I'll use my mode as x hat. I'm going to talk about mode later on. And I'll use my x subscript mr as the mid-range. So this is the sample, what I will use for this tutorial. So if you see x meander, you know it's the median that I'm talking about. Okay? If you see x bar, you know it's the sample mean I'm talking about. If you see x hat, you know it's the mode I'm talking about. And if you see x subscript mr, you know it's the mid-range that I'm talking about. Okay, so back to median. When we have these 2 values, then the median becomes the mean of the 2 values in the middle. Okay, but if the number of the data set values is odd, then the median is only a single value in the middle. Okay, but if the number of the data set values is even, then you will have two values in the middle, and the mean of those two values, okay, the mean of those two values will now become your median, right? Okay, let's, now, there's another way we can find this. Let's do one more example then, before we talk about, let's do another example of median, so I'll make sure that you've understood it very well. Now, what if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? In this case, the number is what? Odd. You have an odd data set. So n is 5, right? And because the number is odd, 5 items, that means take 2 out here, take 2 out here, right? So the median, x meander, will be 3. Because you have only one value in the middle. Now, but what if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? In this case, the number is 6, right? So here we take 2 off from the left, take 2 from the right, and we end up with 2 values in the middle, right? So here, our median, x meander, will be the mean of those 2 remaining values in the middle, the mean of the 2 middle values. So 3 plus 4 divided by 2, which is 7 divided by 2. So x meander will be 3.5, which is the mean. Okay? So now, you can do it this way, right? You can do it this way, but what if you have a large number of data set values, and probably you don't want to group it? You know, you can, if you have a large number of data set values, let's say you have like 20, right? You can do it, there are 2 things you can do. You can either group it, you can group the data set, you don't just leave it like a raw data. You can kind of group it first to be a group data by putting it in a frequency distribution table, and then use a particular formula. There's a formula you use to find the median. You can do it that way. Or another thing is to use the formula that we can now derive from this now. What we want to derive now is, if you have an odd data set, right, an odd number of data set values, then you see that it becomes what? n plus 1 over 2 position. That becomes the median. But when you have an even number, right, then it will be the mean of that. Like, look at what I want to say. When you have when the data set size, when the size of the sample or size of the data set, when the size of the data set is odd, then the median is the n plus 1 over 2 value. N plus 1 over 2 value. Now, because when you have like data set like 19, right? 19, okay, 19 divided by 2, of course, will give you a 9 remainder. 9. So you bring out 9 here, bring out 9 here, and the single one is your median, right? But there's another way you can do it, and another way you can do it is if you can learn this technique. Okay, if you can learn this technique, that will be fine. Because if you have, like the one we just did, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this case, our n is 5, n is odd. So the median, right? The median x meander will be, we have 5. 5 plus 1 over 2, right? Value. Right? So this is what? 6 over 2 value, which is the third value. Now, I know you don't have trait value, you know. This is just TH or RD, you know, you can put RD, as the case may be. Third or second, you know, I'm just saying it, you know. Third value. And our third value is what? Our third value here is 3. Now, this doesn't mean, you know, don't be confused that because it's 3. No. Therefore, third value is 3. Don't be confused by that. Third and then 3. No, it doesn't work that way. Let me show you another example. Let's say we have a 2, 5, 7, 11, 10, 19, 23, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 25. Okay, n is 7. Odd. Now we make sure that, of course, before you find the median, you make sure that the data set is arranged in either ascending order or descending order. Preferably ascending order, because you want to go from least to greatest. You start from pre-K to K1, right, to first grade, to second grade, to third grade, to fourth grade. You start from, and you keep climbing up in life, right? You start from I think 1 month, a few weeks old, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and you start climbing. Okay. All right. So this is 7 is odd. So the median will be the 7 plus 1 over 2 value. Okay? Which is now, assuming you don't want to just do like I did, you know, count this off, count this off. Some people will take their time. They count 1 off here, count 1 off here, count 1 off here, count 1 off. But that's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. But with this, you can quickly get it. So this is the 8 over 2 value. And this is the fourth value. And the fourth value is 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth value is 10. So the median is 10. The median is 10. X meander. So that is if you don't want to, you know, some people will come and they count 1 off, count 1 off, count this off, count this off, count this off, count this off, and the remaining is 10. But what if you have a data set size of maybe 41, 51? See, it's going to waste time, you see? So it's good if you know it from this way. Now, but if you have a large data size, actually, then you probably group it. Instead of ungrouped data set, you use group data set. Now, group data set, we learned it in Nigeria. Probably I will look for some textbooks here to see whether there are any of them, but so far I've not seen. That's why I've not taught it. But I can still teach it, you know, in another video. Yeah. If the data set is large, it's better to group it. You work with grouped data sets. Put it in a frequency table and then find the median. Okay, now what if the data set is even? That is not. What if the data set is even? So when the data set is even, right, then the median will be the mean of, you know what, let me write it here. Then the median will be the mean of n over 2th value and n over 2 plus 1 value. I know this kind of, you've got to, okay, if the data set is even, then the median will be the mean of the n over 2 value and then the n over 2 plus 1 value. Okay, the mean of it. That means you add both of them, the two values, and divide by 2. That is what it means. So let's look at an example. Okay, let's look at an example. Let's say we have an example. Let's say we have a 2, 3, 7, 8, 11, 13, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, here n is 8. N is 8. So, how would you get the median? Of course, some people will say, take 1, take 1, take 1, take 1, you know, or take 3 here, take 3 here, then 8 plus 11, 19 divided by 2. Okay, but like I said earlier, what if the data set is big? What would it do? Okay, so let's now find the n over 2 value. We'll give the 8 over 2 value. That is the fourth value. Which is the fourth value? The fourth value is 1, 2, 3, 4. Is 8. Right? Then the n over 2 plus 1 value will be, of course, this is the 4 plus 1 value, which is the fifth value, which is 11. So the median, x meander, will be the mean of 8 and 11, right? This will be 8 plus 11 over 2, which is 19 over 2, which is 9.5. Okay? That becomes the median. That's it. Okay, so that's it for the median. I hope you understood it. Okay, now the mode. The mode of a data set is the measure of central tendency value that occurs most frequently in the data set, or the value that has the highest frequency. Okay? Is the data set value that occurs most frequently in the data set, or, okay, this one of it, or you can also say that mode is the value with the highest frequency, in the data set. Now, mode can, it's just that value that appears most often in the data set. Now, some data set, there might be no mode. It's possible that there is no mode. Some, it might be bimodal. Bimodal means if there are 2 modes, right? Trimodal means if there are 3 modes, if there are 3 data values modes, right? So that's something with the mode. That's it with the mode. And let's Yeah, let's go ahead and give an example. Now, you know frequency is just the number of occurrence. Some people might ask, what's the frequency? Frequency is the number of occurrence. Frequency is the number of times a data set value occurs. Yeah, that's what frequency means. Okay? Number of occurrence or number of occurrence. Number of occurrence. I hope I spelled it right, I don't know. Occurrence. Or one R. Yeah, I think it's double R. Yeah. Okay, that's for frequency. Now, let's look at an example of mode. An example of mode, let's say you have a 1, 2, 3 in this data set. Right? X hat, no mode. There's no mode. Because 1 occurred one time, 2 occurred one time, 3 occurred one time. So the 3 of them occurred one time. So there's no mode. Yeah. So, but what if you have another example? What if you have 1, 2, 2, 3, 5? Right? Here, X hat is what? 2. Because 1 occurred one time, 2 occurred 2 times, 3 occurred one time, 5 occurred one time. So the mode is 2 because it has the highest number of frequency or highest number of occurrence. Right? Now what if you have another example, maybe 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 7. Right? So we have the mode is 1 and 3. Now this is what we call bimodal. Bimodal is 2. Okay? Bilateral 2. Bicotyledon. Right? So bimodal, it has 2 modes, 1 and 3, because 1 occurred twice, 2 occurred one time, 3 occurred twice, and 7 occurred once. So 1 and 3 are the modes. Okay. Then the next one is the mid-range. Mid-range. Now, mid-range is the value that goes halfway between the lowest value of the data and the highest value of the data. Okay? The number that goes halfway or midway. The value that is halfway between the lowest data set value and the highest data set value. Okay? And then we see that the mid-range X MR is equal to lowest value plus highest value divided by 2. It's like the mean of the lowest and the highest value. That's mid-range. You can say it's the mean of the lowest and the highest value. Okay? Let's look at an example. An example, and then we'll do these calculations. I think this video might be long. I've spent some time explaining this. Okay. If you have an example, maybe let's have 1, 3, 4, 2, 1, 9, 7. Now, you see, it must not always, a data set must not always be arranged. Now, I would suggest if you ask me, I would recommend that whenever you're working with data set values, the first thing you want to do is to arrange it. No matter what you want to find, okay? No matter what you want to find, if it is not arranged in order, in ascending order, go ahead and arrange it in ascending order or descending order, okay, as the case may be. But like I said earlier on, it's good if you arrange it in ascending order. Because in life, where do we start? We start from the bottom and grow up and grow up and grow up, right? Start from kindergarten through first grade, second grade, and go. Okay, that's my own preference. Okay, it doesn't matter whichever way, provided it is ranked in order. You can still find the mid-range without ranking this. Okay, without arranging it, without ranking it, you can still find the mid-range. But my advice to you is, no matter any data set you're working with, arrange it first. Okay. All right. So if we arrange this now in ascending order, we have 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just to make sure that I have, you know, when you arrange it, just to make sure that you have it right. So the mid-range, XMR mid-range, will be 1 plus 9, because the lowest value, let me just write this, lowest value is 1, highest value is 9. So the mid-range XMR will be 1 plus 9 divided by 2, which is 10 divided by 2, which is 5. 5 is the mid-range. So you see, the mean, median, mode, mid-range, they all tend towards the center. Okay, that's why they are measures of central tendency. They tend towards the center. If you observe this data set value, you see that 5 tends towards the center. The value 5. All right. Okay. Now you now have an idea of all this, so it's good to we'll now finish up these 3 questions immediately, right away. Let's get it started. So number 1, compute the measures of center for the following data set, right? So you see it, like I said, let's arrange it. First of all, let's arrange it in ascending order. So let's arrange that. We have 35, 34. Then the next one after $35.34, we have $38.93. Then we have $39.43. Then we have $42.09. And then we have $49.26. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're missing some. Yeah, we're missing something. I missed something now. You see, it's good when you're working on this to make sure that the sample size is the same. Okay, so I'm gonna write this again. We have 35, 34. It is 6 of them. Then 38, 93, 39, 43. 209, $42.09, $43.39, and then $49.26. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so what does that mean? X bar. So we add up all these. 35.34 plus 38.93 plus 39.43 plus 42.09 plus 43.39 plus 49.26, and we divide by 6. Okay, so because of time, to make this video short, I won't come and start adding it up. I would have added it up with my head, but kind of to save time, 35.34 plus 38.93 plus 39.43 plus 42.09 plus 43.39 plus 49.26. So it gave me 248.44 over 6. Now, you know, it's not just good to add it one time and write your answer. It's good to do it twice to make sure. So I'll do it again. 35.34 plus 38.93 plus 39.43 plus 42.09 plus 43.39 plus 49.26. Yeah, it's good to always check it again, do it again twice before you now conclude, and then you now divide by 6, right? And it gives me $41.41. Now, I don't know what. We're not told to round up to anything. If you're not told to round up to a specific number of decimals, you might want to, because it's dollar sign, because it's money, right? You round it up to 2 decimal places, because it's money, right? $41.41. Okay? All right, now let's go ahead and do the median. We just got the mean done. The median, x bar, x meander, I mean. Median is x meander. We have, of course, we have the data set is, the data size is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So n over 2, right? Which is the third value. Third value is what? Third value is 1, 2, 3, 39.43, right? And our n over 2 plus 1 means the fourth value. Fourth value is 42.09. So the x meander median will be 39. I'll put the dollar sign later on. 0.43 plus 42.09 divided by 2, right? 39.43 plus 42.09. So 81.52 divided by 2. So our median x meander, I do it again. Now it's good to do it twice, like I said, okay? $40.76. $40.76, the median. Okay? Then the mode. So we got the median, right? So the mode, we look at is there any mode, x hat? Is there any mode? There's no, each one occurred one time, so there's no mode. No mode. Now the mode is not 0. No. No. The mode is not 0. It's just no mode. Now, some people, some instructors, they will give this as multiple choice, and then one of the options will be 0. One of the options will be no mode, and another option will say 0. So, some folks, you're rushing. You can't put 0. No. The mode, no mode. Just take note of that. All right. Now, the mid-range, XMR, mid-range, the lowest is 35.34 plus highest is 49.26 divided by 2. Okay? The mid-range. So this is a 35.34 plus 49.26. 84.6 divided by 2. And what dollars? How much dollars? Make sure you put the unit. $42.30 is the mid-range. So all of them tend towards the center. All of them tend towards the center. Okay? All right. Now, we are done with one. That's really good. So, let's do two. And you know what? I'm going to erase this because I will probably have to use here. Now, number two, determine the measures of central tendency for that. We have 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, 11. Okay, this is already arranged, so it makes the work easier for us. It's already arranged, right? And n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Usually when I was learning this in Nigeria, you know, I will first of all arrange the data set, then I'll write the sample size. This is good so that you know, okay, the data set is arranged, so you can easily find whatever statistical measure you want to find. And you know this data size, you write the data size to know which one is even data, even number of data values, or odd number of data values. Okay? So here the mean 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 5 plus 7 plus 11 all over 7. 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6 plus 5, 11 plus 5, 16 plus 7, 23 plus 11, 34 over 7. 3, 6, 11, 16, 23, 34. 7 into 30 is 4, 28. 14 minus 8 is 6 point. 7 into 60 is the 8 is 56, right? Yeah, 8, 56, right? 4, 28, 14 minus 8 is 6, 7 into 60 is 8, 56, 4, 7 into this is 5, 35, 5, 15, 7 into 50 is 7, 49, 10. Okay, we can't keep on doing, so it will be 4.86. Right? Let me check it again. 3 plus 3, 6, plus 5, 11, plus 5, 16, plus 7, 23, plus 11. Yeah, it's 34 divided by 7, okay? So 40 minus 8 is 6, 60, 8 times 7, 56, 40, 5, 35, 15, okay, 4.86, yeah. That's it for the mean. Alright, then, now, I would find time to, because mean, median, mode, range, there are calculators that solve it, you know, but I've got to find time to teach you how to use the technology to do it, but it's easy, very easy. In fact, I can even show you that, you know, I can show you how to do it with a laptop if you have a laptop. But that is not here, that is not now. Just learn how to do it now, then later we use technology. After all, human brain produced technology. Okay, the median x meander. This is pretty easy because this is odd. So median x meander is n plus 1 over 2 value, which is 7 plus 1 over 2 value. 7 plus 1 is 8 divided by 2, fourth value, and fourth value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The median is 5. Okay? Now, the mode is what? 5, because it appeared twice, right? And the mid-range The mid-range, XMR, is what? 1 plus 11 over 2, which is 12 over 2, which is 6. The mid-range. Okay? That's the mid-range. Alright? So we've done that. Now, we still have another, we still have another one. So let's kind of go in here. Let's get, because this is not just one. I thought it was only one question. Now, for A part 2A, we had our mean to be 4.86, I guess, right? I guess. Then our median to be 5, our mode to be 5, and our mid-range to be 6, right? Okay? Let me be sure of this. I don't know. Let me be very sure of this. Okay. Now, it's now said the B part, the B part says, I shouldn't have, let me use this first. The B part says, change the 7 to a 10 in part A. Change the 7 to a 10 in part A. Then determine the measures of central tendency again. Okay, so we gotta change this 7 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 10, 11. This is now this. We've changed this to this. See that? Right? So our mean will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 5 plus 10 plus 11 all over 7. Our n is still 7. The data size did not change. So it's still 7. So our mean will be 1 plus 2, 3 plus 3, 6 plus 5, 11 plus 5, 16 plus 10, 26. 26 plus 11. 26 plus 11 is 37. 37 over 7. 7 into 37 is 5.20. 7 into 20 is 2. 14. 60 is 8. 56. 40 is 5. 35. Right? 50. 50. So I can't be going this. Let me do it again. 7 into 35, 5, 35, 2, 20. 20 is 2, 14. 60 is 8. 60 is 8, 56. 40 is 5, 35. So this is 5.2, approximately what? Approximately 5.29. Okay, so we've got our mean to be 5.29. Let's go ahead and find the median. So the median will be, if you look at this, the number of observations is odd, so we kind of have one value as the one value in the middle, right? So we can kind of, 1, 2, 3, and this is 1, 2, 3, right? And we'll see that our median is 5, okay? Or you can choose to use the formula that I gave also to find the median. So we see that our median is 5, x meander is 5. Then the mode, we see that 5 occurred twice. 1 occurred 1 time, 2 occurred 1 time, 3 occurred 1 time, 5 occurred twice, 2 times, 10 occurred 1 time, 11 occurred 1 time. So the mode is also 5. And then let's find our mid-range. What is our mid-range? Our mid-range is the lowest value plus the highest value divided by 2. So I guess our mid-range will still be the same. will be 1 plus 11 divided by 2, which is 12 divided by 2, which is 6. So our mid-range is still 6. I had to erase question 3 so that I can have more space to do this. So I had to erase question 3. And the video is getting so long, so I will do question 3 in another video, so I can have some space to explain question 2. Okay, so we finished B. The next one, it says, which averages were affected by changing the 7 to a 10? So which of the central tendency values, or which of the averages were affected? We see that the only thing that was affected is the mean, right? Because we see here the median is still the same, 5 and 5. The mode is still the same, and the mid-range is still the same. So just the mean. The mean is the only average affected, the only central tendency affected. Okay, then the last one, it says, which averages will be affected by changing the 11 to a 10 in part A? So let's say that we changed, assuming we change this 11 to a 10, right? If we change this 11 to a 10, that means we now have what? Assuming we changed the 11 to a 10 in part A, that means we now have 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, 10. Right? Let me kind of do it here so you see. If we change the, and I'm doing if we change the 11 to a 10, we'll now have 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, and then 10. That means this changed. The number of observations is still 7. So which averages do you think will be affected? Okay, first of all, the mean will be affected because we've actually reduced one value from here. So the mean actually will be affected, right? The median, this is still arranged in ascending order. So let's first of all write the mean will be affected. The mean will be affected. And let me just do this. Okay. Then the median, this is arranged in ascending order already. So the median is still going to give us 5. So the median will not be affected. The mode is still 5, so the mode will not be affected. Right? And the mid-range. The mid-range is going to be affected because here the mid-range is 6, but here the mid-range will be 5.5. 11 divided by 2, which is 5.5. So the mid-range is going to be affected. So we have the mean and the mid-range. So we will do question 3 in the next video, and in another video we will talk about when to use the mean, when to use the median, when to use the mode, and when to use the mid-range. Now, but if you notice from this example, you will already see when to use the mean. Like, if you have any change in the value, any small change, any big change, it automatically affects the mean. Automatically affects the average. You see, just because we had a slight change here, the mean has been affected. Then when you have the extreme values, when you have like the lowest value and the highest value, if you have any change in those, either the lowest value or the highest value, it will also affect the mid-range. So we will talk about this next time. It's just this video is getting too long and I don't want it to be boring. I know long videos you might think it's boring, but I hope it's not boring anyway. Thank you so much, students, for listening, and please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me questions on the YouTube comment, or you can email me through my website. Now, my website now is, I have a new website, and it is www.mynicknamesamdomforpeace.com. Yeah. That doesn't mean that my other website does not work. No, it still works. But this is the newest one, you know. I'm a web designer and I keep on bringing new stuff. All right. Thank you for listening, students, and you have a great day.